Good morning, everybody. It's Brett, your Thankful Carnivore. It's the 18th of December, Wednesday morning, and this is today's Thankful Carnivore Report. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about things that matter to me, what I'm thinking about with regard to living the carnivore way of eating, and other sundry issues. This video will be uploaded for you to check out and share later to Thankful Carnivore on YouTube, Instagram at thankful.carnivore, my Instagram TV. It'll also be at Thankful Carnivore on Facebook and on Twitter, where the meat-eating savages just run wild as hell. It's Stickman Bleeding. It's STICKMANBLEEDIN. Don't add the G. I want to thank everybody for your kind thoughts, prayers, and well wishes for my father. He's having surgery today. They're putting, I believe it's called a fistula. And it's so that he can have, decreases his risk of infection with his dialysis. And he'll be able to do home dialysis, which is a bit cheaper. As I understand it. The downside is there's a very good possibility that his dementia will be exacerbated from the anesthetic. And I'm 1,000 miles away and unable to affect any decisions or choices are being made. But I do thank you all for your wonderful well wishes and your prayers on my and my father's behalf. It means a lot. I have just the carnivore ketogenic community is full of good people, and I'm blessed to be a part of this community and get to walk with you guys hand in hand every day as we live this journey and share our experiences. Thank you so very much. Okay, I'm moving on to an issue that had some really remarkable happenings yesterday, and I think it's time that we start calling these this anti-meat, you're a murdering piece of crap rhetoric what it is. It's bigotry. Pure and simple. It's bigotry. The definition of the word bigot, which is a noun, a person who is intolerant towards those holding different opinions. Now, as I professed on numerous occasions, what's on somebody else's plate is none of my business. If you want to eat nothing but plants and you're happy with it, I don't care. That's good for you. None of my business. It's when you start attacking me and threatening to tax the food I need to stay sane and thrive, to regulate it out of my ability to consume it, that I have a problem. When you want to implement policies that guarantee my poor health and my family's poor health to be poor, we're going to fight. I'm going to stand up to you, and I'm going to call it as I see it. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Yesterday on Twitter, I had the experience of engaging with somebody who is a devout vegan. And being a devout vegan, I got no problem with that. If you want to believe those things, I don't care. It's when you start implementing them and you start attacking good people the way I was attacked. I want to share this with you. This is an exchange. The context was this: I was engaged with this person. I never talk about the dietary portions of veganism. I genuinely do not care about that. But I was interested in the ideology. And I posed this question. I said, would you prefer I be mentally ill versus enjoying my life in genuine happiness, specifically because I only eat meat and drink water? Yes or no? This person's response: I genuinely don't see the difference between that and a depraved serial killer. Both get pleasure by taking the life of innocent victims and justifying their sick actions to themselves. I'll read that again. The question I posed was, so would you prefer I be mentally ill versus enjoying my life in genuine happiness, specifically because I only eat meat and drink water, yes or no? The answer, I genuinely don't see the difference between that and a depraved serial killer. Both get pleasure by taking the life of innocent victims and justifying their sick actions to themselves. Are you kidding me? That is not just bigoted, it's severely disordered. To equate the brutal slaughter of a human being, mindless slaughter of a human being, to killing an animal to consume for the health of myself and my family is not, it's not a crime, it's not unethical, it's not immoral. But comparing what eating and taking care of your body and your family with the food you know works for you, in this person's mind, is on a par with being a serial killer. Now that's disordered thinking in the extreme. But the thing about it is, this human being was being honest about their ideology, about how they see veganism in the world today. That's dangerous for humanity, folks. That's totalitarian at its root, at its core, and it is extraordinarily anti-human. Now, I have no desire to see any animal tortured. I want all the animals that I consume to be well taken care of. There's no point in abusing them. It serves no purpose. It doesn't save money. It doesn't make the meat any more valuable. So I see no use for it. But I'm living proof that eating meat and drinking water works for me. And it works for thousands of others, as we see every day by the growing scores of new carnivores, new keto folks on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all asking questions. How do I do this? We're getting healthy. We're not leaving in droves. There's not any studies showing 84% of carnivores quit after their health starts to fail. In fact, we see the opposite. But this kind of ideology needs to be acknowledged. It should not be ignored. And we should point out the dangerous aspects of it when it's appropriate. And I'm going to do that. I'm not going to back off of it. Now, this is not going to turn into a hate veganism channel. It's never been that, because I don't hate anybody. But I'm not going to let someone else's ideology restrict and or impact my ability to buy the meat I crave and can afford, to maintain my good mental and physical well-being. And I'm not going to apologize for fighting it. Not going to apologize because I'm not sorry. Not in the least. I eat meat and drink water to maintain my good health. My family eats meat and drinks water. My immediate family does. And they are thriving and healing, and it's a beautiful thing to see. I also know countless other carnivores I work with them. I coach them. I can see their health improvements. I had the good fortune of running into a lady I hadn't seen for a few months. My wife and I have had dinner with her and lunch with her and her husband. We've been to their house. They're nice people. And this gal today that I saw at the gym is a carnivore. I hadn't seen her in about 3 or 4 months just because of life. She's got kids, et cetera, et cetera. And, she's already got the carnivore glow. I could already tell a huge difference in her mindset. The brain fog is dissipated. Her eyes are lit up in a healthy, joyful manner. It is a beautiful thing to see. That's what carnivore brings to the people who give it a shot. Nobody's turning into some anti-human ideologue who thinks that people who eat meat are immoral serial killers. Fight for your right to eat the food you crave and can afford, people, because if you don't, you can lose it. Don't think it cannot happen, because it can. Ask people who survived the old dark days in the Soviet Union when there was no food on the shelves about it. Go read those stories. It can happen to us. We have to be vigilant. Now, it's important. Don't attack them. It's not about personalities. It's about standing up for your right. We don't persuade anyone by acting like they do. So keep that in mind. Keep your conversations focused on the facts and the reality that you are certain of. I don't talk outside of my experience. I don't argue studies. I don't argue any of that crap because it's meaningless to me at this point. How I feel is my gauge for my health. Just some things to think about today, my friends. I will be posting on social media when I get word about Dad and how he's doing after his procedure. Again, thank you all very much for your thoughts and prayers and well wishes. Have yourselves a great day. Do the things you need to do to take care of you. Eat your meat, drink your water, stand up for your right to eat the meat you crave and can't afford, and always be thankful. We'll see you tomorrow.